is one of the big problems we face. The moment people hear Islamic, they don't want to see what I hold or what are my desires. You don't know the value of food until you are hungry. Neither do you know the value of health until one is sick.
Faith is often left out of the conversation when we talk about climate action. But for some, protecting the planet is not just a policy issue, but it's a spiritual obligation. On today's episode of Conversations Over Coffee, we sit down with the founder of the Islamic Green Club, Bola Usman, who has been leading a movement that's rooted in the belief that environmental stewardship is not just a civic duty, but it's also a religious one. And they are redefining what climate justice looks like, especially within underserved communities. It's a pleasure to have you on the program today, Ma. How are you doing?
Thank you very much, my dear. I'm fine. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. So, first of all, I want to start off with how this journey started with you coming up with this initiative. Were there certain experiences you had or something that you saw and witnessed that made you decide you wanted to start up this foundation, and especially in the underserved communities, looking at how you have built a faith-based organization rather that's still pushing for environmental sustainability? So, just take us to the beginning of your journey.
Thank you so very much. I thank you for the invitation and the opportunity to express my own view about the climate activities that we have been doing and the religious perspective about it. My name once again is Bola Usman. I started tree planting as a pet project when I was the Amira of Ansarul Islam Society in Abuja branch. I came in at a time when there was total clearance of land clearance to start a new mosque at plot 396 August Aikomu in Utako. The place was blank. When you say blank and dusty, so every time you want to have you want to pray, you have to be cleaning yourself, the dust everywhere. So incidentally, from our headquarters, there were these ficus tonangai. That is the botanical name for the type of, it's called durumi in Hausa or don in Yoruba. So it is the way they plant our mosque in the Yoruba land. So I try to, when I traveled back to Ilorin sometimes around 2008. So I had to put on my sienna some stem of this ficus tonangai. So I planted it. Behold, the rainy season was at its peak. So within a few months, it grew. And what we used to have, that people were running from one place to have shelter or shade, became a gathering arena for people. So after we attended meeting of the consultative forum for the 1 million stakeholder for 1 billion trees. So I now submitted the name. I submitted 3 names for CAC. There was the Green Hub, there was a Green Mind, and the like. All of a sudden, I saw that what was approved was Islamic Green Club. It was too late for me to change. How can I bring club into? So, but our patron, that was His Eminence, George Ajibola Abdul Jabbar. He's late now. And the host of others, they came in with Mama Bola Joko Kadri, they are the patron, and before you knew it, we led the religious intervention of climate change. And we have been the front runners since that time till date.
That's
So that is the story.
Yeah, very quite an inspiring story, and I like that we're already getting there because usually when we talk about climate change and sustainable development, it seems like there's a disconnect with faith. Hardly do people see how they can reconcile those two together. So I want to know, what role does faith actually play in sustainable development? How do you actually reconcile these two concepts together?
Um, Incidentally or unfortunately, in this country until of recent, faith-based organizations have been left to the background, forgetting the roles and what their own concepts and perception of their faith plays. For example, the climate change. It has been predicted for more than 1,400 years ago. In the Quran, there is the hadith that if the world is going to end today, you have a tree at hand in your hand. Please plant it. And the green is its renovation. Tree is rekindling the hope of loss. For example, if you look at when there is rainy season, everywhere is flourish, is green, is enticing, is fresh. But when there are no rain, you will see that everywhere is brown. But that one brings up rekindling, that nature is changing and you have to change by it. What do you do to adjust to mitigate within this period of drought or dry season? Whereby in the Quran, it is said that we are custodians of the planet. And in the Bible, you say you are dominion. You have dominion. But dominion should not be destructive. Until we came in as faith organization, we started bringing what are your own religious perspective about this. Then we found out that what is climate change is something that is the problem that is triggered by the hand of men. In the Quran, it is said that there is problem or there is hardship and there is corruption on the land. The sea is catching fire. There is water. There is water floods. There is a fire on the sea. All this thing that because of what the hands of men have caused. Should they go back and redress it, we shall forgive them. Which means it is our own hand that has brought in about this because we have already tampered with nature beyond limits. If you want to dig well, you should have limits. Then you dig and bore and bore and bore until you see so many. Look at what is happening in other part of the country. You have to dig, you have to excavate beyond the limit. There will be spilling of the ocean and the rest of it like that. So it is purely religious. There should be no disconnectivity between the policymakers and the religious group to get things right. For example, during polio vaccination or the child, they call it child spacing. In Islam, we have to modify it to child spacing than family planning because nobody can plan beyond Allah. So until the religious leader came in, the health sector had a lot of problems to convince people to be planning. So how do we now modify it to make it acceptable for people? We now say let it be child spacing than family planning. Or what of the polio vaccine? What of the malaria? What of even the present measles? People were taking it as a taboo until the faith people came to drowse it down and people started killing, which means the religious leaders have a role to play. If there is no connectivity or invitation by the ministry or the ministers that time, I wouldn't have said religion has a role to play. And since the time we have been entering the arena or the spaces, there have been a lot of successes. For example, in Istanbul in 2014, there was Islamic declaration on climate change. Over 80 participants from all over the world came. Yours sincerely was there. We now find that Hindus, Islam, Christianity, they have special places for nature in their doctrine, which we are now bringing to to the forefront.
Wow, thank you so much. That's quite enlightening, really.
Yes.
I mean, I've thought about that, but I haven't thought about it in that light. So,
Yes.
thank you so much for sharing that part of it.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
really, really enlightened on that. So, and of course, I know that most of your advocacy has been in underserved communities, especially in the north. And you've also emphasized working with women and the youth. So, but first of all, how you being able to be on ground with these people? I want you to let us know some of the experiences you've had and what's the quality of life that these people are living in these underserved communities, especially in terms of the fact that there's a lot of climate change and a lot of places are degrading, and it's affecting food, it's affecting a whole lot of
Everywhere.
things. Yeah, so
Everything.
just take us through some things that you've seen that you feel like are not said about enough that we need to know that are happening in these northern communities, especially in the lives of these women and the youths.
Climate change, like you said, has affected every sector of human endeavor, to our health, to our food, to the soil, in every to employment. And when you say women, the households, they are the keepers, they are the custodians
Yeah.
of both their community. One thing you should know that as faith-based organizations, we are closest to the grassroots. And from the rural community. Whether we have migrated from that ruralship into urbanship, we were once upon a time in the villages. So when we really want to do advocacy, we don't do it within the urban areas. And as our group, there's our approach, a special approach that whatever we want to do, we want to go to the grassroots and speak the language of the people we want to talk to. Whether they are Christian or Muslim, we carry an interfaith approach to our advocacy. Like we are saying, there is this issue of degraded soil. It's peculiar in the villages. When NGOs are talking, they want to intervene, they want to interface. Some of them, because of the insecurity in the northern area. Mark you, I am a Katsina, I domicile in Katsina because of my marriage. So since more than 40 years, I left Ibadan to Katsina to marry. You don't know the value of food until you are hungry. Neither do you know the value of health until you want to see. When you want to really see the encroachment and what people suffer in that area, you have to be on ground. So there was a village we visited. There was a son in their, thank God they use grasses to build their homes. When you come out of their homes, that roof is hotter. There was a young boy, he had measles. We have to take some drug to him and food to the parents to donate as an NGO under Form 1 that time, Federation of Muslim Women Association in Nigeria. I noticed the boy had measles, but there was a high temperature. But around there were no trees, no shady places, and we could not even see much in their house, apart from the compound. When you leave their compound, the heat will be the one to send you back to where you are coming. I now decided to bring a stem of my adopted species of tree, Ficus tomanda. So when I was going there the following week, I planted. So I taught them how to plant. When the rain came, it grew, flourished. So I interacted with them. And they said that this place once upon a time were having trees. So I now said, Hadia, I shibuni, that people, the bad people introduced and imposed fertilizer on us in the National Agri Program time. And they killed into that and destroyed their. So these are what are not discussed. So mark you, those children are brought up. They will have nothing to do. Little thing, they are enticed and they brainwash them. Why are we having scores of boys joining the bad groups? So this was where we started. So this degraded and effect of the negativity of synthetic fertilizer is not in the front burner. We are only saying planting of beyond trees.
Exactly.
What do you think of agri? What do you think of the soil? You are what your medicine is your food. Your food is your medicine. What we are consuming dryness, 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 and contamination, contamination. What is where is climate change? Where is agreed not really discussed?
Yeah.
This is where we want us to bring our attention and focus. But Islamic Green Club have already started regenerative farming in that sector, where we disabuse them or discourage them to substitute synthetic fertilizer with organic fertilizer by using the ashes, the manure. It may take time, but it's making effect.
Like you've already alluded to, there's an emphasis on these agri initiatives and, of course, trying to ensure that these people in communities are more self reliant. So, why do you think that this is so important? And in what ways do you expect that this will actually transform their ways of life? You know, if we're able to, like you said, you taught them how to plant these trees and all that, but like you also said, we're looking beyond just planting of trees. So, how do you expect that these initiatives will be able to transform their way of life there? Why is there so much emphasis on it? Because if someone is listening, of course, this is not the first time we're hearing someone emphasizing, oh, plant trees, do this, do that. So, can you enlighten us much more on how important these initiatives are?
It's all encompassing idea. Empowerment is beyond financial support. It's like you want to discourage people from felling tree for cooking, but you don't give them an alternative.
Exactly.
It has affected their health. It has affected their livelihoods in all ramifications. But the Englishman says, treat the cause and not the disease. We want to go to the underground of what are the problems of insurgencies, how has climate change affected the situation of the Arewa people? Why are the volumes of Almanjeris increasing? What can we do as NGO? Can we just uh, make a paradigm shift from normal campaign to attach or tag empowerment, livelihood sustainability to our activities? You remember once upon a time in Nigeria, agric was the bedrock of our income generation and GDP. Now we are mono and only from the oil. What if the oil from the place dries? Or what if the people here can now go back to their groundnut pyramid and cutting of those days? We cannot do it. When we start small, we are aiming high. So how do we address this? That we bring to them that our negligence of agric aspect has brought us is the pain of our of this predicaments, the peculiar mess, whether you don't have work, whether you are malnourished or
Malnourished, yes.
malnourished, whether there is no employment, whether the people are not even leaving their rural area for urban. But when you come to the urban, you don't have somebody to like. Can we name that place an eco village? But eco village as NGO, we don't have the money. But when we start bringing them, doing things that are inspiring, they will key into it. So this is why we have to don't cut the trees, bring the branches, cut the leaves, mix it with this, add it to that. This is what you can get like briquettes. Don't go into the bush and burn the entire tree. Cut the branches, bring this one and your residue, burn it, mold it, dry it. So they are marveled and they are inspired. So these are the way we appeal to their consciences. Then building towards bringing back their minds to farm than city looking. So this is where we are.
Okay, so what are some of the challenges that you face? I mean, you've been in this space for so many years. I can imagine you've seen a lot, you've experienced a lot. So, as much as, of course, we're glad that there's the good part of it, but I'm sure there's also been some sides where maybe you put out to work on something and it didn't work out, or maybe you face some kind of opposition from government. So, as an environmentalist in this space, and especially in the Nigerian context, looking at it from also the fact that you're a faith-based organization, have there been any challenges that you have faced, and how much support have you gotten from the government, especially to help these underserved communities on ground as well?
Ah, when you say challenges, it is enormous. Let me start from the tag of Islamic to my NGO. It's one of the big problem we face. The moment people hear Islamic, they don't want to see
Yeah.
what I hold or what are my desires. And we came in at the height of insurgency when there was this jailbreak, kidnapping.
Yeah.
You can imagine how
Yeah.
people will look at it. So it has been really, really
Wow.
tasking.
Wow.
And again, when I added empowerment, anytime people hear empowerment, Islamic Green Club, they are attracted by empowerment. But they will hear me only speaking and preaching. Nothing to attach.
Yes.
Can you imagine how compatible that can be?
Yeah.
When you go to the grassroots, when you have already bought in people's mind to follow you. At the grassroots, they are always ready because I have that smiling habit and whatever, even if it's pure water. So they expected something greater next time. The volunteerism in Nigeria is another problem. The moment you don't have much to offer as far as financial or cash is attached, if you start fading or the number gets dwindled, you are now left on your own.
Yeah.
But because of the passion and some philanthropic people that are passionate about what we are doing, as far as government is concerned, they have tilted their attention to climate change and they have already started looking at what the religious organizations are doing. Unfortunately, I had it fine. We had it fine in 2014 because there was this ethic and value. There was the CBN intervention. There was Minister of Agric Addition at that time, acting on amplified value chain. We had an intervention and collaboration with the CBN. They gave us full support. They orchestrated us. We designed something linking women to sustainable livelihood through agribusiness. It was designed for the six geopolitical zone. But because of change of government,
Everything. Wow.
you can now imagine what I've already put crowd. People were organized in clusters, Christian and Muslim of various communities under one roof, over 120 participant beneficiaries for 21 days. You need to go to our website and see. We pulled crowd, but the crescendo fell because of change of. That is the bane of development in Nigeria. Unlike what you have in Uganda, Kenya, Ghana, Cameroon, NGOs are the drivers of policies. Unlike Nigeria, they only pray. And we have been sustaining, navigating, more so when we have innovative ideas, like turning banana stem into fiber, into bags, into shoes, into mats, into carpet, into fibers for fillers for POP. People are marveled. Banana stem. So when you bring innovations, but until we have the idea and support once again, it will not fly. They only pray it flies. And the challenges are one that social media have been helpful to orchestrate, amplify, exhibit your potentiality, which we lack because without money, and this is why we continue praying for Allah's rewards of green Africa. We have already given us that there is still hope. and there is a light at the end of the tunnel. We are seeing it. If I don't know where this will go, like we are just coming from Narsa now to submit a courtesy visit to them. They say, wow, like the NAFDA, people were saying, how can we be taking GMO? Have you seen something without GMO? We are the one that have gone to the grassroots and that GMO is not killing. GMO is just technology improvement of species
yes.
for availability and sustainability. So people are now embracing it. If we did not go to NAFDA, people will not know what NAFDA stands for. They will not know that there is no danger. Something that we're supposed to go to 70 feet, like our normal mango, palm tree, and palm kernel tree, rubber, cocoa, that we take up to 5 years. Now they have improved species. That is what biotech technology has done. We were able to tell them, what of IVF? People, what of even the egg, the poultry egg that we are taking? How do you say this is wrong when you are taking poultry egg? We started from poultry egg. Until cock crosses head, though they cannot see. Then what is the difference of that? The people were now, okay, it is true. It is true. Can you imagine how we went underground to bring the pictures of what they can be accepting, what they can accept for them to be convinced and key into.
Wow. Yeah, that's so
This is something.
inspiring.
These are the influence of our grassroots intervention and advocacy to interface between the government and the governed. So I hope.
Yeah, no, really. I mean, it's quite inspiring. I mean, I can actually on the path of when that happened with the change of government. I mean, that must have been so painful. I can only imagine. So, but I mean, finally, with all of these things that you have been through and the experiences you've had in the space, do you have hope? And when you look at the outlook of Nigeria's sustainable development goals and how much we are pushing, do you actually have hope that we can actually achieve this situation where everyone is equally enjoying the benefit of the environment? When you look at the terrain that we're in now, and of course as much work as different organizations are putting in, what is your hope, and what do you see in the future for Nigeria in the sustainable development space?
The policy of government is number one. Political stability is number two. The buy-in of the youth are number three. And to crown it all is that we are all concerned and involved. We are projecting agri sustainability beyond planting and harvesting. When you have value chain addition, the hope is there that employment opportunities are created. For example, we are coming in. I told my son he is studying botany. Before your gate here, there is a banana abandoned plantain at the entrance of the Naval Navy village. You see, I hope that Navy village. You see, by the time you enter in that trench, there is this banana abandoned. But somebody that have already trained on fiber extraction. If he comes here, by the time he does it, the farmer will be happy because he's lifting the wasted stem out of his farm. He is turning it from waste to wealth. People that sees him doing that will want to embrace it. So I have the hope that with the energetic youth, with the policy of government, with the revival of the soil, Nigeria is going to get there. We are going to get back our lost glory through the agri initiative. So the hope is there. Women are keen into it. Younger minds are coming into it. Technology is coming, and the whole nation, whether in your home, whether in your backyard, whether in your farm, everybody now is going farming. And when we put the value addition aspect to it, it's marvelous. So there is hope. We are there already, not that we are getting there. We are already there.
Really?
We only pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgives us as a nation, because we are destroying what He has put in place. Now that we are bringing back our mind to that side and the rain is steady, then things will change. Nigeria will surely get back to
Yeah.
things.
All right. Thank you so much, Ma. A very big amen to that. I really do hope that truly we'll see all of this come through. It's been such a wonderful conversation, and I personally am really inspired, seeing how we can actually redefine climate action in our own space just from the passion and that little, experience that you've had and that you've seen. You can turn it into driving change in your community. So this has been Conversations Over Coffee. Many thanks for watching. I'm Tony Gubanjo. It's bye for now.